Hello guys, Assalamu alaikum. So here we go. This is Faiz and Ans. So we have studied about the linear programming, the linear formulation of the problems. So, so we have made the model over here. So the model is about the minimization of problems. So you have given the all your decision variables with the objective function and the constants all are given over here. So in this video we are going to study how to put these decision variables and objective function and constant on the solver to find the optimal solution. So here you go. First I will make the decision variable for this. So here you go, I write decision variable. So here you go for the decision variable. I will have our objective function. Then we have the constants over here. So our decision variable is, then we have our objective function. So here going with us, we are like here I am going to making a differentiation between these formulation. Okay, so first we have our decision variable. That what is the variables? So our variables are x1 and x2. And what are the coefficient? So coefficient is 1, that is 4, and for x2 that is 3. Okay, here to go, what's our objective? So I'll give it a color of this green. Okay, so what we are going to do, we are minimizing the problem. Here to go, I have my constraints. So what is the first constant? First constant C1 over here is for x1 that is 1, and for x2 that is also 1. Okay, so for the constant we always have one of this one that is also right hand side, or you can say this is away. Availability, and here you go, you would have a signs, and here you go, you would have RHS, or you can say this is the utilization of your problem. So we have, what we have to do, we have to write the variables. So what are our variables? So that is x1 and x2 over here, and you have to write. So this is your feasible region, so you have to differentiate it over here. So you have to write the coefficient of these your variables, that is 4 over here you can see, and 3 over here for this one. Okay, you have to write the constant, so you all have the constant over here, you can write these constant over here. And so first constant, that is x1, and you can see the constant on the right hand side, so it will be on this side, so it will be x1, and what is your RHS or your the utilization, that is 500. Okay, so what is your constant number 2, so that is also 1. Here you go, you have the thing over here that it will be 0, and what is your utilization over, that is 100. Okay, so what is our constant number 3? So constant 3 is, so here you go, we don't have our constant for x1, so you don't have a constant for x1, but we have a constant for x2, that is 1. So what is our utilization? That is 2 to 5. You can see we have a utilization that is 2 to 5. Okay, so then we have constant 3. Then we constant 4. So the constant 4 is for x1. So for x1 that is 0.14, and for the x2 that is 0.1 and 0. So what is our utilization? That is 60. So now you have to put the signs. So what is for the first one? That is greater than is equal to, and for the next one your sign is greater than is equal to, and the next one there is also greater than is equal to. For this one you would have a sign that is less than is equal to. Now you have put all your signs over here. So your feasible region is, sorry, so the constant signs over here. So you have the constants, you have your feasible region over here, and the objective function. So the objective function, so here you go, what you have to do. So you have to write a formula, or you have, which you have studied in our books. So that is explaining that you have to multiply this with this one, the point. You have to multiply this coefficient 1 with the variable 1 over here. Then the coefficient, these two will be multiply this one. So we have objective function. I have got, so you can directly multiply this one, then you have to add and multiply this with this one, and you get 0 here. Or you can directly, so this is Excel. Excel has white and has different formulas over here. So here you go, we are, I should I okay. So here you go, I have to write my formula, that is sum product formula over here. So what is the sum product formula? So sum product formula is the one that you have to select. I have selected this one row. So this cell 1. So this cell will multiply the next one that we selected over here. As you can see, this G6 will multiply this G5, and this H6 will multiply to H5. Okay, here I go to press enter, and here you go, the value that is 0. So if you manually put over there, you can have to put some product formula over here, and you get the same value over here. Okay, here you go. I will also have the same formula over here, because I have to multiply these two constants with the, here they are the variables. So we'll get the formula what is equal to. So I have to write some product over here the same. Then I have selected these cells too. I want to multiply this with this one. So that is this one. So now what you have to do, you have to just press F4 to fix these two cells, because if you not fix these two cells, so they will constantly multiply to the next one. So the Excels always pick up the cells that are continuous. Like if I don't press the F4 over here, I don't fix the problem over here. So the next one, so when I drag the formula to the next one, so this row will multiply to this row, the next one, and this row will multiply to the next one. So if I fix the formula over here, so for this one, two variables over here, so this row will multiply to again this one, so this will also again multiply with this one, and they will be continuous. So I have pressed enter, so I got a 0. So I dragged on the formula over here. So I just double click over here. I drag down the formula over here. Okay, you have formulated it. Now we are moving to the solver. So okay, where you have to find the solver? So first go to the data. So first go to the data, and here you go. This is solver. So you can find solver over here. If you don't have solver in your Excel, then you just go to first you have to move to the file. So here you go for the options. So you will go for the first in this row add-ins. So here I go. I found this one. So I'll go for go. Here I have this solver add-in. So I have already solver add-in. So I press OK. So I have our solver. So I have so the solver has different point. One is set objective. So this is our objective point. Then what we have to do, we have to maximize or minimize the problem. Then we have changing cell. So these are the variable cells that we have selected. You can see over this yellow color one, all the changing cell. Then we have the constants. So these are our constant which I have put in over here. Now we have to put our problem on the solver. So here you go, what is our objective? So our objective is to minimize the problem. So here I have selected this is maximization, minimization, and value of. So we are going to minimize problem. So I have selected minimization over here. Then what are our changing cells over here? So our changing cell are these two changing cell. So these are two our variables. So I have selected these two. Then now I have to select subject the constant. So whatever constants, we have to select our constants over here. So I go to the add, then I got this one, a bar over here. So I first you can see you can put all these values over here that have the same is equal to sign over here. So if all of them have the same sign, you can put all of these constants over here. So I can put, so I have this you can see you have different signs over here. So mine is like it will be greater than is equal to. So I put this sign over here and I have to constant. So I can select these constant over here. Okay, then I move to the add, or if you do not want to add all of these over here, so just go and select one, then move to the sign, and you have to select the one that is in front of this I9 to K9. So I sign over here. So I get add, then I select this one. So I have changed the sign over here, then I have select this one. Then I have press add, then I have find next one, another formula sign over here, then I have the next one, so I have add. Okay, here to go. We have the different problem over here. Here the same sign is also suggesting me, or I can go and select over here. Then I find the constant over here. Okay, so this is the last one. So now I have to just click OK. So you can see our formulation is over here. Okay, so our objective function is over there. Then have our minimization problems. Have set a minimization. So these are the changing cell. This G5 to H5. So these are the changing cells over here. Then we have our variables and the constants over here. So the constants we have selected the constant over here. You can see all of the constant over here with their given sign. So now here to go. So you always select this mark unconstrained variable non-negative. So this one you have helped you to find the non-negativity over here. Here to go, we have three options. One is GRG law, non-linear, then you have simplex, LP, and evolutionary. We are doing with the linear programming. We have selected LP over here. Then you can see we have an option of dissolve. So I press dissolve. Okay, so my problem is correctly selected or correctly put it on the solver. So if you don't have, the solver is showing some error. So it will always show some error that will be in the red point. So if that's showing the red point over there, so it means that the solver's values are not correct. So but here the solver is correct. So you can press OK. So you have got your objective function. The objective function for this formulation. So this formulation is your objective function, and this one, and you have changing cells. So you have got your formulation over here, and you have got your availability for this given problem over here. So I hope now you are able to solve the problem on the solver. So first you have to formulate the problem over here. So you have to write the decision variable, then we have to write the objective, then we have to write the constants, you have to put the formula over here, then you have to solve it by the solver. So here you go. So this solution will also be the saved over here. So if I will press close, so if I want to change some of the problem over here, like if I want to change this 3 to 5, now I go to the solver again. So it don't want to give me this one, so I press don't. It will also be given 3. Okay, it's not suggesting me. For me some problems, if I want to change the solvers always over here. So I solve it again. So you can see we have got the same problem over here. Okay, so I hope all you have got this one. Thank you.